Pentatonic versus diatonic scales. What's the difference? I'll be covering all of that in this video. So quick recap, the pentatonic scale shapes that we'll be covering in this video are the minor and major pentatonic scales, okay? And I'll quickly show you what they are. So we'll start on A. So this will be the A minor pentatonic scale. So the scale shape is 5-8, 5-7, 5-7, 5-7. So the scale shape is starting on the 5th fret of the low E string. Is 5-8, 5-7, 5-7, 5-7, 5-8, 5-8. And then the major pentatonic scale shape starting on the 8th fret of the low E string is 8-10, 7-10, 7-10, 7-9, 8-10, 8-10. So now that we've recapped the pentatonic scale shapes, now I'll show you the diatonic scale shapes, okay? So the diatonic scale shapes, when we refer to the major scale or the minor scale, okay, no pentatonic in the actual major and the actual minor scales, that is the diatonic scales. That is what we're referring to here. So the major scale is the major diatonic scale, okay? So these are the actual scales that all of the chords in the key are built off. So we'll start on A again for the minor scale, the minor diatonic scale. So we'll start on the 5th fret. So it goes 5, 7, 8. So we'll start on the 5th fret of the low E string. This is the minor diatonic scale shape. So 5, 7, 8. Come down to the A string. 5, 7, 8. On the D string, 5, 7. On the G string, it is 4, 5, 7. On the B string, 5, 6, 8. On the high E string, 5, 7, 8. Okay, so descending the scale, so coming back down towards the ceiling, 8, 7, 5. On the B string, 8, 6, 5. On the G string, 7, 5, 4. On the D string, 7, 5. On the A string, 8, 7, 5. And on the low E string, 8, 7, 5. Okay. Okay, now the major diatonic scale shape, starting on the 8th fret, which is C. So this is the C major scale. So 8, 10, 7, 8, 10. Then on the D string, 7, 9, 10. On the G string, 7, 9, 10. On the B string, 8, 10. On the high E string, 7, 8, 10. Descending the scale, so that's 10, 8, 7, 10, 8, 10, 9, 7, 10, 9, 7, 10, 8, 7, 10, 8. So just like the pentatonic scale shapes, these shapes are all movable across the entire neck, okay? So if I wanted to play the G minor scale, same shape, just starting on the 3rd fret. If I wanted to play the A major scale, same shape as the major scale down here, just moved up to the 5th fret. Now, what you'll find is that the diatonic scale shapes are actually very similar to the pentatonic scale shapes. And that is because the pentatonic scale is actually a modified version of the diatonic scale shapes, okay? The pentatonic scale, all right, so the name penta meaning 5, okay? So the pentatonic scale only has 5 notes in the whole scale. They just keep repeating themselves. Another word for the diatonic scales are heptatonic scales. Hepta meaning 7. Therefore, the diatonic scale shapes have 7 notes in them. I just realized that I didn't explain one of the most important parts of the video. I've got my lunch here too. So the word diatonic pretty much just means like if a chord or a note is diatonic to a specific key, therefore it originates from that key. That's pretty much what it means. Like if you take the key of A major, right? The A major chord is a diatonic chord of the key of A major, right? So A major comes from the A major chord is a diatonic chord of the key of A major, right? Same as the key of E major is a diatonic chord of A major. D major is a diatonic chord. B minor, C sharp minor, they're all diatonic chords of the key of A major. Same as the key of C major. F major, G major, A minor, they're all diatonic chords of the key of C major. And then when it comes to the actual diatonic scale, the major diatonic scale contains all of the diatonic notes to that key. So in the example of C major, the C major diatonic scale contains all of the diatonic notes to the key of C major. That's why they're called the diatonic scales. Now these 7 notes in the diatonic scales, they are typically referred to as degrees, okay? So the first note of the scale would be the first degree of the scale. Second note of the scale, the second degree, third note, third degree, all the way until the 7th note or the 7th degree. And how the diatonic scales are modified to create the pentatonic scale is, so the major pentatonic scale removes the 4th and 7th degrees of the scale, okay? So therefore the pentatonic scale only has the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th and 6th degrees of the corresponding major diatonic scale. When it comes to the minor pentatonic scale, the minor pentatonic scale removes the 2nd and 6th degrees of the corresponding natural minor scale. And the natural minor scale is like another word for the diatonic minor scale or the minor scale, whatever you want to call it. That's like the OG original minor scale is the natural minor scale. Therefore, the minor pentatonic scale only has the 1st, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 7th degrees of the corresponding natural minor scale. Okay, so I'll show you an example of this. So we'll take the C major diatonic scale, okay? The notes in the C major scale are C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. So if we're removing the 4th and 7th degrees of the scale, that just leaves us with C, D, E, G, A, and then C. So the notes F and B have been removed from the scale. Now, why are there 2 different scales? Why is there a pentatonic and a heptatonic or diatonic scale? Well, I think that it just comes from like simplicity and just easiness to play. It's just a lot easier to learn, and it's just a lot more beginner friendly. And in the context of actually playing a song and playing over a chord progression, it's a lot easier to use the pentatonic scale because it contains most of the same notes, and it's just less that the musician has to think about, pretty much. Like this, the pentatonic scale contains pretty much most of the same notes anyway, so it's still going to sound just as good as playing the diatonic scale over that same chord progression. If you learned something, please like the video, subscribe, ring that bell. My name is Seth Webster. I appreciate you all for watching. I'll see you around.